Welcome to this week's edition of Red and Black Sport. The sport of choice this week is basketball. Now, the Breakers have given us an awful lot of pleasure, haven't they? Last year, though, by their own very high standards, they'd have been disappointed in what happened. And, to miss the playoffs was very disappointing for the three-peat champions. But they've had their ranks bolstered again, and it's a real pleasure to welcome him to Christchurch at the moment. Cedric Jackson, you've come back into the fold, my boy. You've come to your senses. Looking forward to the Breaker season?
Yeah, I'm excited to be back, excited to see the fans, so, ready to, get rolling.
Were you not offered a contract, or what happened last year?
I just wanted to, experience a little bit of Europe last year, so it was a little bittersweet to, leave. I was definitely homesick the entire time I was over there in Europe, but...
You went to Slovenia?
Yeah, Slovenia. Yeah. Slovenia is a really nice country, and kind of reminds you of Italy, but, this is definitely where my heart was, so I definitely felt like it was time for me to come back.
What was the standard in Slovenia like?
The lifestyle was just a little bit different than, what it was here, so, it took me about maybe like a month or two to adjust. But I still, didn't really fall in love with it like I fell in love with New Zealand. So I always knew maybe it was right for me to come back.
When you left the Breakers, was the door left open for you to have another crack at coming back, or did you have to work hard? Did you have to push the door down to get a contract?
Oh, no. Dino kept in touch with me the entire time I was there. Paul and Liz, definitely, and also Richard kept in touch with me. CJ and Dylan, they recognized me when they brought the banner down for their third, championship. They just told me, thank you for your, contribution, but, we're definitely, still want you to come back if you want to. So, yeah, it was pretty good.
Because you and CJ Bruton had a great understanding, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, he was a great
you're obviously
guy.
mates as well.
Yeah, he was a great guy. I definitely learned from him. So he's definitely one to follow about, how to be a professional and how to, get your brand out there.
It's very hard for us from this distance, but how big a sport is basketball in Europe?
Basketball is a huge, huge sport. They're pretty big in soccer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
We hear that, but we don't know too much about the basketball side of it.
Certain areas, is pushed for basketball. So they have a really good basketball culture out there, especially where I was at. And close to the Serbian countries too. They're huge in Partizan and Red Star and things like that. So. Yeah,
so how did the league work that you were in? Did you travel a lot? Did you have a lot of travel or what?
Oh man, the travel was challenging. We'd have like 8 to 10 hour bus rides. Going to certain cities. To Milan, Italy. But going to those places that were pretty nice. But just those.
Saw a lot of Europe then, didn't you?
Yeah, it was nice. Just the travel was a little bit different too. We'd have to go from plane to plane, but. Long bus rides, those are the only things I don't miss.
But you guys sleep all the time on the bus. It wouldn't worry you, would it?
Yeah, it's hard to get a little comfortable on the buses, but we make it work.
Right, and it would be travel again. Not a lot of downtime.
Oh yeah, not at all. So you definitely have to focus on getting your body right and get mentally focused for a tough game. It's always tough playing on the road. So you definitely have to do a lot of things to prep for the game.
When you were at home, what was the atmosphere like playing in Slovenia?
Oh, it was great. We had our crowd came and they started cheering and saying speaking in their language, which they told me about later on. But it was different. But I still in the back of my mind.
Did you ever master the language?
I learned a few words. Just like good morning and food and things like that. Yeah, but. The basketball atmosphere was really nice, but in the back of my mind, I was still thinking about here.
Right, yeah. Why did it sort of set you up coming to New Zealand? What made it special to come here?
Just the fans, just all the love that they, showed me. It just made me remember, how great of a family that, New Zealand Breakers were, and I just wanted to, stay a part of that.
But you didn't know that when you first came down. How did you even get involved in New Zealand?
Not at all. My agent.
Did you know where it was?
No, not at all. Nah, that's what everybody said. I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going. Yeah. But my agent over at Impact Sports, just did a great job of getting me over here, and I was a little bit nervous about going to a new country because I really wanted to just stay, in the NBA D League and make my way on up. But just experience coming over, across the water, and it turned out to be a great move.
Did some of your players that you played alongside, did they actually recommend that you get out and have a go somewhere else?
Yeah, some of them, tell me about, the great experiences about, also playing in Europe and other countries and things like that. So they said it's definitely really beneficial. It's not all, just have to stay in the U.S. sometimes.
I don't want to get too personal, but is there big money around in you going to Slovenia? I mean, is it worth your while financially?
Yeah, there's a lot of money in Europe, but it's definitely different living out there.
Yeah,
the living is a little different.
So you can have the money, but you've also got to have a lifestyle somewhere.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. So, you have to pick and choose, what you want to do and what you want to be happy with.
So Washington, D.C.'s home, isn't it?
Yeah, Washington, D.C., yeah, that's home for me.
Is the North Shore anything like that?
No, the North Shore is close to the beach, man, and over in D.C. you have to travel like maybe an hour and a half, just to get to the beach. So, I love that about the North Shore.
Yeah. The people up there are funny, though, aren't they? They're not like Christchurch people.
Oh, hey, everybody's pretty much the same, friendly and, just want pictures or autographs, which I'm, open to do. So, yeah, I like
On
that.
a serious note, to be on the North Shore rather than in Auckland proper probably suited you guys, didn't it, to be based in the North Shore?
Oh, yeah, we're close to our venues and everything like that, and all of us are, not too far from each other. So the good thing about our team is, we always invite each other out to, hang out and, get to know each other off the court, and that just helps build our chemistry.
Because you're a lone ranger, you're out here on your own. But you were taken into houses and fed, and the family thing that we talk about so much.
Yeah, Paul and Liz Blackwell, they're like my parents away from home.
Well, they're the founders basically, and the funders of it. If you're just wondering who they are, but you're their kids, really, aren't you?
Yeah, basically, I'm over there at least maybe once a month or whenever they want to come over. Not come over, want me to come over. So it's always a good sight to see them and have a good chance to have a fun time with their kids too.
So when did you first come here? When did you first come to New Zealand?
I want to say 2011.
Right.
2012.
Okay. How quickly did you get involved in the setup? It was quite a quick transition. You weren't too homesick.
No, it actually went by pretty quick. As soon as I got here, Paul and Liz, they let me use their computer and Skype home immediately.
All right. Yeah.
And then I would spend like maybe a day or two by myself, and they'll be calling me, hey, come on over, we want you to do this with us and things like that.
But a very safe environment, to walk around and hassle-free.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Everything was walking distance, and plus that's when the rugby championships.
Did you know rugby?
Not at all, but after seeing the All Blacks, man, it was really interesting to watch.
Well, you're in the wrong province to learn anything about it. Like Auckland are hopeless, North Harbour are hopeless. I mean, you'd be better down here to learn a lot more.
Yeah, well, the guys are telling me everything I need to know about rugby. It still took me a while to learn about it, and some guys...
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, a lot.
Do.
And then a lot of guys tell me, oh, you got to watch Rugby League next. I'm just like, okay, slow it down for me. Then they tell me AFL, and I'm like, slow me down. Oh, yeah, I am now.
Good boy.
Definitely.
Okay, we're going to take a break. Just to let you know, too, of course, book your tickets now because the Breakers are coming to town and they're playing the Sydney Kings 30th of September at the Horncastle Arena. It is selling very fast, so that's just a wee ad in there for you. So we'll be back. We're going to go back in time to what's a basketball career like in the States, and we'll talk to Cedric Jackson in a minute. Welcome back. Real pleasure to have Cedric Jackson with us. Unfortunately, we're going to see a whole season, if his body holds sound, which I think he will. We're going to see a full season of him with the Breakers, and I would think we can look at a lot better results from that team by having Cedric Jackson playing in it. We get a chance to see him down here, 30th of September. Really looking forward to that. That's the pre-season for the Breakers. 5,500 the first year here, 6,500 last year. Tell you what, Canterbury fans are starved for top basketball. It'll be a full house on the 30th of September, so get your tickets now. I want to go back with you because I don't know a lot about the college system, don't know a lot about scholarships and that sort of thing. You grew up in Washington, D.C., went to school there?
Yeah, well, actually, my dad was in the Air Force, so I lived a lot of places.
Right.
New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Spokane, Washington.
Did he serve overseas?
Yeah, but I was over at home. I was still here, so my dad.
Where did he serve?
I think he was in South Korea.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he did a lot of traveling.
Okay, so you're born, and do they look at you and think, gosh, here's another pilot coming through or something, or what happened?
That really wasn't my calling, so they just put me in sports, just kept me busy, and, I just fell in love with basketball as a sport.
Yeah. Were you in a real basketball area where you grew up?
Yeah, basketball was one of the main things, but, as soon as I got older, I just wanted to try different sports, but, basketball was still the main sport.
So you had to go to other sports? What sort of sports?
Yeah, American football,
Yeah.
tried baseball, and also track.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't take up tennis?
No, that was too hard. I couldn't keep it on the court. Yeah, so I just kept swinging.
Court was too small.
Yeah, it was too small.
I have the same
just
problem.
kept hitting
Yeah,
the
I agree
ball.
with that. Okay, so you grow up and you obviously form some stars, some heroes, in the basketball world in the States that you really thought, gosh, if I could be like them. I mean, we grew up wanting to be All Blacks. You grew up wanting to be a top basketballer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, definitely, we got a chance to meet a lot of pro basketball players, and we just wanted to, just follow that dream of, being able to, play on that, top level. And, so all the camps that, that we went to prepared us for, moments to actually go out and chase our dream.
Right. How does a scholarship come along? How does it happen? How do you get one? How does it work? It's foreign to us here, but yeah, what happens?
Well, a scholarship over in the States just depends on, how great of a season that you have in high school.
Right.
You just have to do, above and beyond. And,
So there's agents watching every high school game?
Oh, agents are not allowed to talk to you while you're in high school.
Right.
Yeah, so they can only talk to you when you're out
But
of
who knows
college.
you're good? Who notices that you're good?
That's when the college coaches come into play. They have a good scouting, and they have a period when they can talk to high school players around their junior year.
Right.
And that's when they come and talk
And
to
what
them.
do they say to you? As a young man, you're pretty impressed by what you hear, I suppose. Do they keep it balanced for you? What do they tell you?
They always preach academics first.
Really?
And then they talk about basketball. That's why they're so big on student athlete.
Right.
Yeah, so they talk about their school and then
So did you have to have the grades to match your ability as well as a ball player?
Yeah, you definitely had to. You definitely had to have the grades right in order to come onto that school. And they had a thing called the SAT test. So you had to take that in order to qualify to get into the school, actually.
And a lot of people sat that, obviously, did they? The SAT test?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know about that. So they've been, over the years, they've been preaching and, trying to teach kids how to, take the test. And it's really a tough test, too. So, that's something really important for U.S. kids.
College basketball or college sport, I follow the golf for argument's sake, and they put great emphasis, don't they, on how their college performed, how their team performed. So it's quite a high grade and a lot of pressure on you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure and more pressure on the coach to actually, get his product on the court to, do well. And a lot of people come to the games and fans, they have their synchronized cheers, which, really helps us out. So, yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure. It's more on the coaches, though.
So there's no money involved in your scholarship, though, as I understand.
No, not at all. So that's why we have a cafeteria for the school, and then there's a program for us to just have 1 meal a day on our coaches.
On your coaches, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a balancing act to do as well, isn't there? You've got to perform academically as well as on the court. Who determines that? You have a tutor, you have somebody that sets that plan for you?
Yeah, our coaches brought in an academic advisor.
Right.
She travels or he travels with us everywhere that we go to make sure we're staying on top of our books, because that's the most important thing, because if we don't take care of our books, we can't play on the court.
Do you get a choice of degree you want to go for?
Yeah, you have time to choose what you want to as a freshman and a sophomore, and then going into your junior year, you should have a good idea of what you want to do.
What did you choose?
I choose communications.
Communications. Why?
Communications, it's a big field. It's a form of speaking. Getting my brand out there. I play basketball, so it's perfect for me to get out and promote basketball, promote myself, and just something like I'm doing now, talking to you and things like that.
Is the light at the end of the tunnel with your degree, though? Where could that take? Forget the basketball for a minute. Where could your degree take you?
My degree could take me very far. If basketball stops for me, I can fall back on that, so I wouldn't have to worry
do what?
about. Oh, going to TV behind the scenes.
No money in TV. No glamour either.
Yeah, just behind the scenes, just helping promote, my job and things like that.
So you enjoyed that?
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Because all I'm thinking of, it's very intense, your training, isn't it? You're playing, you're training very regularly. To have an outlet where it's something else, I mean, You're not Cedric Jackson, the basketball player, when you're doing your commerce degree or your communication degree, are you?
Right.
You're an individual that's got to do it.
Yeah, I'm just a regular guy then.
Yeah.
So, that's that's some of the good things about it, just to, give basketball a break sometimes and, just do things that you want to do and, not stray too far from, what you've been doing all your life.
So when you're on tour, there's still time allocated for your academia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have like a conference room where all the players, have, an hour or two to get their work done, and our academic advisor checks it and makes sure, everything is right, and we get everything on time, so, we're not behind.
And you've got targets you've got to hit, don't you, academically?
Yeah.
They monitor you pretty closely.
Yeah, we have to stay above, a 2.3 or 2.5 GPA to stay eligible, and if you get academically ineligible, then, you hurt your team in a...
You're obviously aware that there's a heck of a lot of people behind you wanting to do what you're doing, so that's added pressure as well, not just on the basketball court, but academically as well.
Yeah, it's a great honor to, have a full scholarship, because not a lot of people get that. Some have to, pay their way, but yeah, it's a true blessing to have that.
Do they think you're pretty good? The students, do they think, gee, there's a pretty classy basketballer, like we think the All Blacks are just terrific. At college, does basketball rank up there?
Yeah, definitely, and then, when we come onto the court, a lot of people want to, challenge us to see if we're worth it, so we have to step up to the challenge too.
Right, we're going to come back for the last time, and we'll just tell you about that game coming up here as well. But a real pleasure to have Cedric Jackson, and it's an insight into American sport that I don't know a lot about. Hope you're enjoying it. Back shortly. Welcome back. I've always said we should always film the ad breaks. I tell you, it's well worth it. Cedric has just said to me, what is that ball there? And I said, well, that's a cricket ball. You don't know a lot about cricket, mate.
I've seen it, but it looks pretty confusing.
I think gridiron's confusing, but that's just me. Now, that is a cricket ball. It's a summer sport,
right.
And we're not as good as the All Blacks with it, but we're okay, all right? We're not quite as good as the All Blacks. We're not world champions, but we're okay. Hopefully you get some time to have a look at some cricket. It's going to be great, because we've got a World Cup here over the summertime, so hopefully you can get involved in another sport. We've been to college with Cedric. Then the next problem is you've done your time there. Who takes you the next step? How does the next step develop? How to become a pro?
Well, your head coach sits you down, and a lot of agents, come into play. They try to contact you and try to get you to join their club, so they can get you out there.
But that's how old are you at that stage?
You're probably 22, probably around that age.
So it's a big call you've got to make. Can you seek advice from outside, from other people? I suppose your coach you go back to, do you? Yeah,
your coaches, your family, anybody who you trust, and that can help you, put you in the right position to succeed.
Is it a bidding war? Is it all about the money, or what happens?
The majority of it is about the money, but certain guys want to get with a certain group. And that's also a challenge too, because a lot of agents are battling to get you, to join their club. So it's a long process. I
guess your position on the court as well is important. Is it? You're a point guard. Are they really sought after more so than others?
Yeah, there's a lot of point guards, all over the place. But it's tough in every position, But that's one of the challenges, when you play against certain guys that play the same position as you. It's always a full-on battle.
And it's graded, I presume, is it? There's obviously the premier grade, and then it makes its way down. Still some reasonable money to be made in the lower ranks, if you like?
Yeah, definitely. That's why a lot of guys go to the NBA D-League.
Right.
Because they
That's where you've been, isn't it, in the D-League?
Yeah. So you get a chance to get called up and seen by, NBA teams the whole entire year. And it'll be a great thing to get called up and play on the NBA team. It's
important that we point out the D isn't because you're hopeless. D is the development side.
Development league, yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get that sorted out. That's good. Yeah. And then you hope to climb the ranks, do you?
Yeah, that's the process. Playing every game like it's your last, and just put on a great performance for other teams to see and get a chance for them to.
Where did you start?
I started with the Erie Bayhawks on the D-League team, and then I got called up to the Cavaliers.
The Cavaliers.
Where
are
they based? They're in Cleveland. That's where LeBron
yeah.
used to play.
Right.
But now he's back there.
Yeah, okay. So obviously the pay scale goes up, but can they terminate that any time they like?
Yeah.
Can they chop you?
Yeah.
Pretty brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough business. They put you on a 10-day contract,
Really?
And, yeah, a 10-day contract. And, if you survive the 10
here.
days,
Yeah.
and if they feel like, you're doing a good job, they'll bring you back for another 10-day, or they'll just send you back down to the D-League.
Right. We're pretty much wrapped with a guy called Stephen Adams at the moment. You've obviously seen him play. How do you rate him?
Oh, great talent, great size. His mobility is great. So he played on a high level, high stage. So I'm proud of him, and he's
And
a young
he's
guy
rated
too.
over there, obviously.
Oh yeah.
7-footer,
can move, block shots, score down there, and he played in the Western Conference Finals. Something that not a lot of people can do.
No, yeah, okay. So he's got a very bright future, I assume.
Of course, on a great team.
Yeah. Of course, the other thing is he's still, to me, the times I see him, is still just a humble Kiwi kid, really. It hasn't got to him, has it?
No, just that. I guess New Zealand just breeds humble kids, because your humbleness can take you far away. And with that being said, you have a great following. Not only New Zealand and just kids all over the country.
I mean, we're very proud of him, but I don't know that we quite realise just the dizzy heights he's got to. How he's broken in.
Yeah, he's still young, so he definitely has a really bright future to excel.
Imagine if you were his height.
Oh, if I was his height, man, I feel like I'd be the next Shaq, doing all kind of things.
Well, you're not going to grow anymore, probably.
No, I enjoy my height. I enjoy my height.
You just got to forget that.
Yeah, I stopped doing that a long time ago.
One interesting point that I've always seemed to have noticed, that Christianity seems to be around a lot with basketballers. Why is that? Did you start with your church learning the game, or there's a lot of Christian boys playing the game, isn't there?
Yeah, well, it starts when you're young. My parents were Christian, and I just followed through, and they just brought me up to be in the Christianity light. So that's just something that I've always
Does that
been
help your
part of.
values?
Oh yeah, it definitely helps my values. It also creates discipline too.
Right. Is that a presence in the Breakers?
Oh, it definitely is. We're not too overly religious with anything. We don't want to overstep our boundaries with anybody who's not a Christian. But that's one of the good things about our club. But yeah, it's definitely appreciated.
Now, we've got a bit of excitement for you, haven't we, this season? Dad and Mum are going to come out from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them, and I heard a lot of jokes like, oh, man, you're going to try to score 40 or 50 points when they come. I'm like, no, not too much, but I'll definitely be excited for them to see.
Their first time ever to New Zealand, I assume.
Yeah, first time.
Yeah.
So they're tired of seeing all my pictures I send to them and, everything that they hear.
Did you have to twist their arm?
No, my mom, she's been eager to come out here, so now that she's retired, she can actually come out here.
But the old man's a bit of a problem at the moment.
Yeah, he's a workaholic, man, so if he doesn't...
What did he do? He left the armed forces. What does he do?
Oh, he works at the Pentagon, so I'm not exactly what he does.
I don't know what he does there, don't
Yeah,
right.
so...
But he hasn't got a passport.
No, I think he does. I'm not sure, but I'm just like, what, I'm not going to wait on you. I'll just bring one of my cousins out, and he'll travel with my mom, and, he'll just have to see after.
You'll be looking forward to that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and you've just become an uncle. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, my brother just had a baby girl, so, I have a job to do.
And you're terrified of her, aren't you? You're frightened you're going to drop her.
So scared, man. I couldn't pick her up. I had to let my brother's wife put her in my arms, and she's so small and gorgeous, so, I'm happy to be an uncle.
You're looking forward to coming down to Christchurch?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the fans. That's one of the biggest things I came to look at. So, I definitely came to put on the show, and hopefully we can get this win against Sydney.
It's pre-season, but they're jolly important, aren't they? That's where you set everything in concrete.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a good test to see, where we are, and then also getting a chance to see, the team. So we know, Sydney's a good team, but we really focus on us, and we have a fairly new team. So just
there's
getting
a few changes, isn't there? So it's a new lineup we've got to look for, which will be exciting.
Yeah, we have a lot of great imports coming in, so they're flowing in very well. So we should be all right.
Right. Okay. Playing for contracts, are they?
Oh yeah.
All right. 30th of September. It's used to be CBS. It's now Horncastle Arena. The tickets will go. I'm just telling you, I'm not pushing you to buy them because they will sell out. And it's a fabulous night's entertainment. This man here is a player we're really looking forward to seeing back on the court wearing a Breakers shirt. It's been great to have your company, my boy. I look forward to seeing you on the 30th of September. And now that you get an insight, it just strengthens you with the following of the Breakers. So stay sound. That's pretty important.
Yes,
Okay.
That is
Get off that junk food too. Okay. All right. Sandra Jackson's been my guest. Been a real pleasure. And that's a cricket ball, son. You've learned something today. We'll be back next week with another Red and Black Sport.